Sometimes hurt people just hurt people. When you start to really feed into the negativity of other people, you're starting to get something deeper than that. You're getting more of what they think about themselves. And sometimes they will put that off on you. You ain't gonna be bulletproof. People are gonna always have something to say. You can guard yourself by knowing what's important, who's important, what is important. I know who I am. A lot of times people that have something to say, they really don't know who they are. So why am I gonna take the advice of somebody who's wavering in who they are when I know I'm standing strong in my foundation? What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Nina, and today I just wanted to have a little bit of girl talk, okay? I wanted to talk a little bit about how to boost your confidence, your courage, your self-esteem. Did Siri even want in on this? We're going to be talking about how to boost that confidence, that self-esteem, that self-worth, having more courage, getting more wisdom. I'm not going to say that I've reached my pinnacle of confidence and self-esteem and all of that, but it is quite high. And I feel like I've reached that point because of a lot of things that I've had to do in life, a lot of experiences that I've had, and a lot of things I'm simply grateful for. A lot of the people that have been around me, my mentors, my friends. I think a lot of times when you've experienced a lot of lows in life, it also helps you as well. I'm going to teach you guys some of the things that I've used that have really worked very well for my life in order for me to become more confident, in order for me to build more courage, more self-esteem, more wisdom and self-worth, and just like get this girl talk going, right? So
for additional help and free resources, check me out on my Now That's Life podcast. I want to thank you guys who have been tuning in over 70 countries. So grateful, guys. Make sure you check it out at all your favorite podcasting platforms or at the links below in the information section. The episode that's posting this Sunday will also be on boosting confidence, and I'm taking questions over on Instagram and also here on the community wall on YouTube. So check it out and post your questions.
Make sure that you check out all the items that I mentioned down below in the information section. And while I have you,
make sure you thumbs up this video if you like it, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel and also my vlog channel. Make sure that you come back on all Thursdays and some Sundays for video uploads, and also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload.
I didn't want this to be too scripted. There's 10 different points that I feel have really added to my life, to my purpose, to my goals. I think that most of these can work for any age and stage and any place that you're in, because I find that a lot of these things I revisit over and over. Whenever I'm having a hard time in life, whenever I'm trying to change, whenever I'm trying to grow, it really depends on a lot of these steps and things that I'm going to share. And let me know by hitting that like button if you can relate to any of the things that I bring up today. So number one, get done. You can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. We always like to make excuses as to why we do not do the stuff we know we need to do. The reason why is because we overcome ourselves with not breaking it down how it needs to be broken down. You have to think in small chunks. If you get one little thing done and you move forward with it, you're more likely to teach yourself about small victories. When you have a small victory and you actually feel good about it, it leads you to the larger one. So stop trying to psych yourself out without actually thinking about the steps that it takes to get there. There's a lot of things in the journey that we have to go through in order to experience the highs. When you go through the lows and the small parts, you appreciate the highs much better. So I knew that I wanted to be Dr. Nina someday. Didn't know exactly how it was going to happen. There's a lot that had to happen in between. I had to figure out certain things. I had to connect with the right people. I had to apply to several schools. I had to also humble myself. I had to build humility. I had to learn how to lead. I had to also learn how to follow. I had to jump several states in trying to become trained to become a licensed psychologist. But I had to think about the smaller steps first before I could get that doctor in front of my name. There was no way that I was going to be able to skip over any steps in order to get to where I wanted to go. There are no shortcuts. So if you don't start now getting the stuff done that you know needs to get done, you don't want what you're talking about. So just break the stuff down and get it done. Stop talking about it and be about it. The next one is keep track of what you complete. You see, in life, lots of people know what to do, but few people actually do what they know. Knowing is not enough. You must take action. I ended up losing over 100 pounds, but I didn't know what I wanted to lose. However, I had to think of it in small goals. First, I had to think about, how do I lose my first 2 pounds? After I've lost 2 pounds, how do I reach 5 pounds? How do I reach 10 pounds? Some of y'all are playing the game of I need to lose 100 pounds and you never start because it sounds like way too much, and it's way too much to track and monitor. I can monitor 2 pounds. I can monitor 5 pounds. I can also monitor 10 pounds, but 100 pounds seems so much more impossible to monitor. How do I look at where I'm coming from in the order of where I'm going? And be real with yourself. I found that this works whether you're losing weight, whether you're trying to go to school, whether you want to get a better job, whether you want that promotion. Put it in terms of numbers. Think in terms of what can I do with 1 month? What can I do with 3 months? After I cross that finish line, then I can think about what's next and how I'm going to do it. But you'll psych yourself out every time if you do not monitor that progress and know that you're growing. Sometimes I just take my notebook, I write down things that I need to get done, and as I mark them out, it gives me more confidence. Even if it's small, even if one of the things is just go to the store, if one of the things is to make sure that I wash my hair for the day, no one else is going to give you a chance until you do. So make sure that you track and monitor what you're doing. That progress will show you what you're doing and also help you feel better about yourself, your goals, and where you're headed. The next one is do what you know is right. Life is too short to try and please everyone. Take charge and do what's right, not what's popular. Believe it or not, your actions and decisions right now determine how you'll feel about yourself later. When you do what's right, you'll feel better about the decisions you've made earlier on. Many of you all that follow me are in your teens and in your 20s. A lot of times you hear the word saying, be young, be dumb, do whatever you want to. But one day you're gonna have to pay for that. If you spend all your money in your 20s and you charge up a bunch of credit cards, you're still gonna have to pay it back when you hit 30. It doesn't just evaporate because you were young and dumb. Bella, come on, I'm trying to preach a word right now. I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm not saying you can't make mistakes. I made them. However, you want to think in terms of how's this going to affect the rest of my life. A short-term decision right now can actually lead to lasting happiness. You just don't want to do things because you can or because you felt like it. You have to think about your character, how it's going to affect your life further, and where it's going to take you. I know it's hard to have to think about all of these things, but what you don't want to do is do things that can't be reversed or do things that cause you more problems later on in life. Yes, you can always say that there's a tomorrow, but we don't know if tomorrow is promised. So be very careful with your character because you only get one. And what people expect of you and what they think of you lasts. And guess what? That's going to affect how you think about yourself. You will not get confidence making bad decisions and putting them off on other people because it will always be a reminder for you and you will always question yourself, your worth, and your value. The next one is to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. When you take care of yourself, you're a better person for others. When you feel good about yourself, you treat others better. I don't tell y'all to exercise just because I think it's so fun and it's so great and it helps you lose weight. Exercise helps to reduce stress, increase focus, also helps you feel better about yourself. It helps you feel like you're putting an investment in yourself. And also it decreases depression and anxiety, which overall helps you mentally and emotionally. When I spend the energy, there's little left for me to be anxious or have anxiety or be sad or be mad. And not to say that I don't have a lot of energy. I've already placed that energy in a positive space that helps me to grow and feel better in development. Exercising does much more for you than just your physical. It helps with that mental, that emotional. It helps with balance. It also helps you to feel like you're doing a lot for yourself. And that's going to show and shine through on the outside. So make sure you stay active and create time to take care of yourself and spiritually. If you belong to a church family or if you don't, start to make time for your faith. No matter who your God is, commune with the people who believe in what you do so that you can have a better and stronger foundation in your life. If you don't take that time, then you're going to also be emotionally and spiritually drained. We on number 5, kids. Get a more fearless outlook. Do not fear failure, but rather fear not trying. Failing isn't the bad part. It's being crippled so much by failure that you refuse to keep moving. You're gonna always feel like you can't do something. Let's be real. We all gonna fail at something. We're always gonna do bad at something. It's not gonna be one thing that you always excel at. In those moments, what's going to boost your confidence is you pulling from the inside and deciding, hey, this is what I want for myself. I deserve it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna work hard for it. I'm gonna push for it. I'm gonna do everything everything I need to do to get to where I need to go. And I'm not gonna let failure scare me. You know what fail stands for me? And many of you all that have taken my supernatural course know that fail stands for fall and immediately learn. You can fail as long as you're learning from what it is that has happened to you. You only get past fear when you push forward through it. When you push forward through it, you prove to yourself that you're dependable, that you can stand on your own, and that you can make mistakes and still get back up again. There are no excuses. You don't get better without going through the fire. That's just how it works. I'm tired of us trying to take these shortcuts. The only way you're gonna get confidence is if you start to build it within yourself. But you gotta start somewhere. Sometimes you have to fake it to make it. You have to do things on the back end to see yourself where you want to go and where you deserve to be. But you have to believe in yourself. And you have to set that fear aside and say, another day fear. It's inevitable that all of us are going to fear something. When you let it cripple you, you give up on yourself, you give up on your hopes, you give up on your dreams, and ultimately you limit your confidence. Next up, stand up for yourself because you deserve what you want. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. There will always be a time where you don't believe in yourself along with all the naysayers, the haters, whatever you want to call it. Show them and yourself better than you can tell them. I'm from the show me state. I'm from Missouri. Show me 7, I show you 8. You might not believe the words that's coming out of my mouth, but I'm not going to waste my time or energy on trying to tell you when I could just put that energy into showing you. One thing I've learned is to say thank you. When people give you advice or tell you you can't do something, thank you. Another thing that you can practice saying is, you know what? I believe in myself. So maybe I should do this in order to prove to myself whether or not it can be done. But don't let anybody ever determine your future or determine where you're headed. If you do that, you give up on yourself, which is not going to equal you feeling better about yourself. It's going to end up allowing those naysayers to control how you feel about you. Remember that you got it. You can't give up on yourself. A lot of people count you out because they never counted themselves in.
Speak over yourself.
Woo! That was a word for me today.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead, Brother Jason. You ain't just a videographer now. The next thing is to follow through on your promises. Many people don't focus enough on execution. If you make a commitment to get something done, you need to follow through on that commitment. You know when people respect you, they respect you when you actually do what you say. You're also going to respect yourself more because you'll believe that you're never afraid of the work that it takes to get something done. And when you believe that, you know that you're dependable. You know that you're strong. You know that you can do it and that you got it. And you're proving it to yourself over and over again the more you keep your word. Action is what gives your words meaning. So the more you keep your word, the more you make yourself happy, the more in turn you make others feel happy, and the more it's fed right back into you. Your word is so much stronger, especially in the face of adversity. When I first went off to graduate school, nobody really understood why I wanted to go to the place that I wanted to go, why I wanted to go to Oklahoma. After that, why I wanted to spend my time becoming a professor. But you know what came from all of those experiences? All the awards you all have seen me win, all the experiences that I've had, all the promotions, being a young tenured professor, also being able to go to different places and open doors for myself through God, of course, but I put in that work. Let me go back to something that's been put on my heart right here. I know a lot of us who are highly religious. I'm not talking spiritual. We talk about how God does everything. He does. He gives you skills. He gives you activity of your limbs. But if you don't use them, you stop calling and saying God is the only reason why stuff happens. A lot of us are less intelligent than other people, but have made things happen. If you are not working hard to keep your word, you think God is going to bless your hands and your work? No. You can be as brilliant as you want to. You can continue to say that God is the only reason why something happened for somebody. Yes. But if you don't step through the door, if you don't put in the work, then no, not at all. Y'all stop putting that mess off on God. I don't know about your God, but you're not going to put that off on mine. The next one is to think farther than your nose. The future depends on what you do today. You know what the foundation of unhappiness is? It's making short-term decisions that impede and impact our long-term goals negatively. Big goals simply require sacrifice. So get ready to dig deep in order to get everything that you want. It ain't gonna come easy. Stop saying what you want and make it happen. You have to determine if your short-term comfort is worth your long-term happiness. But know this, working towards long-term goals are going to make you a lot happier than that short-term comfort. Any of us can take the easy way out. Every time you set in your mind to accomplish something, expect that there will be adversity and hard times, but only the strong survive. Next, stop caring what other folks think. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. There's going to be 1,000,001 people every doggone day that tell you you cannot accomplish what you want. Now, I'm not saying any of us are immune to not caring about what people think. Me being on YouTube for ever so many years, you know, I've been here and I've been gone, then I come back, then I've been gone. And the past 3 years I've really been here. And I noticed sometimes that comes with negativity. But the thing is, I know my life, God knows my life, my best friends know my life, and people who are truly in my circle, in my area, know my life. I do not have to fall victim of what people think about me. They don't know who I am. Sometimes hurt people just hurt people. And so when you start to really feed into the negativity of other people, you're starting to get something deeper than that. You're getting more of what they think about themselves. And sometimes they will put that off on you. You ain't gonna be bulletproof. People are gonna always have something to say. You can guard yourself by knowing what's important, who's important, what is important, and where's your goals taking you. Where are you headed? Which direction are you going? Nobody can determine that for you. So you need to guard yourself. The reason why I don't get bothered a lot of times is because I know who I am. A lot of times people that have something to say, they really don't know who they are. So why am I gonna take the advice of somebody who's wavering in who they are when I know I'm standing strong in my foundation? I know where I'm going. I know what I work for. I know what I don't work for. I know what I stand for. I know what I don't stand for. And I stand firm in that. And I'm not gonna let anybody take that away from me. Let me be clear. When people get ready to take that away from you, they need to be out of your life and out of your circle, and you need to care even less about what those people have to say. People are always going to tell you the negatives about a goal that you seek to achieve. But remember one thing, most people are wrong about most things. If you think you can do it, you put in the positive work, and you know you can do it, then just do it. The difference between you and your goal is you, not you and another person. Simply believe in yourself and keep it moving. I'm pretty shameless, and I have been since childhood. A lot of times what I did wasn't always with the popular crowd, but what would always happen in the end, I was often a trendsetter. I was often a person who was never afraid to stand up in their truth. And even though at that time I wasn't as confident in myself, when I started to own that and be okay with that and rest with that, it brought about the most confident being that you all have seen in front of you for years. I truly possess that. Not because I talk myself up, not because I think that I'm supposed to have this or that or the other, or because I want y'all to think one way or the other. Google me, baby. It's a lot happening outside of this camera. However, what I saw was true about myself is what stood. And that wasn't always that way. And I had to keep pushing forward and believe in myself, which brought me more confidence, more self-esteem, and it made me more courageous. Do more things that you enjoy. If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Whatever you love, create space for it. Create time for it. Don't feel bad because other people don't think that it's important. If you enjoy Game of Thrones, take your time and watch you some Game of Thrones, buy you a Game of Thrones bottle of wine, have you a Game of Thrones party. If that's something that you love, you need to do it because life is too short for us to live in what other people love. What I had to learn about myself too growing up is that I was not always the person that liked to be at the party. At certain times, yes, I'm a social butterfly and I love it. But most times, I love being in my home, resting, getting my energy back up, watching TV, watching Netflix, watching Love and Hip Hop, whatever it might be to restore my energy. I like to be at home on my computer, looking on Amazon. You know, I like reading a good book. I like watching a good show. That's what's valuable to me, my alone time, when I restore, when I do better, when I grow, when I feel better. If you love it, do it. You'll always have something that you can fall back on that helps you feel better about what you're doing. You get less stressed, you feel better about what's going on, and overall it just boosts your confidence and makes you feel better about yourself. So I hope today's video has been beneficial to you guys, and I'm hoping that you guys are digging deep and finding that boost in confidence in who you are, what you want to be, who you're going to be, because you got it. You got this. You can do it. I believe in you. And if somebody come and say something about it, you say, Dr. Nina said, I got this. I'm finna do it. Now run tell that. Now make sure you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Beautiful Brown Baby Doll. Peace.
Special thanks to Jason Bowie of Trinity Media Solutions for co-producing and filming today's video. His information can be found down below in the information section. Thanks so much for all the love and support over on my new website. If you haven't already, go ahead and check it out and join me for new ways to interact with me, giveaways and prizes, weekly emails, as well as my free 8-day supernatural video course, which is free when you sign up.